phones off.
Uneducated.
Yep.
You can tell a story about it. You can tell
Yeah,
the
2
people's
minutes.
name, keep the innocent, you know, protect the innocent. You can talk about old Tom Reeves. Oh, two-bag Reeves.
Two-bagger.
I'm
Two-bag.
gonna take these up.
For a backsplash of 40 feet. But he's, you know, that's surprising because he's very knowledgeable. You know, he studies our products, and that's just one of them he didn't study.
That's the only time he didn't raise
You
it.
got a good picture
email,
of him
like they
smiling
sent
right
to the
there. He
office,
looks
so
real
we're gonna-
good.
I
Yeah,
forget which one
look
it
at
is,
there.
but
Yeah.
computer will make it.
So there's not 4, there's just 3.
Yeah, the
That's,
light's always been out in that one.
Yeah, how you gonna get that on camera up there?
Yeah.
You're gonna drown. You're gonna drown, boy.
All right, got a minute.
I can hold it.
As long as the lights are on up there.
That sounded bad. You
Uh,
were
gotcha,
drowned.
gotcha.
Tell me when.
Whenever Tex says he's ready, we got
All right.
1 minute.
Alright. 1 minute?
And you do need to say we did give him
I'm
that
on
way under the
camera.
rug.
Yes.
I think
I
about it
will.
like if I'm on the camera or not.
I'll
Alright.
say last week we gave him a rug away.
Oh, wow. This is not. That's 1 day ago. That's upload 1 day ago.
Alright.
Wall Raven.
Yes, sir. It's my Christian name.
Nice.
Timmy.
As opposed to a non-Christian name.
Now that he said Timmy, that's what we're going to use
Well,
now.
everybody, all my family's friends, everybody I went to school with, they all call me Timmy.
Where'd you go to school?
Alvarado,
Alvarado. You've told me that.
the great big city of Alvarado, 2 stoplights. 3 now, I take it back, 3.
I got 3 now.
Okay, we should be live now.
Yes, I am live.
You're live?
now.
You're wrong.
And
All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the second hour of our program here. It's the Floors to Go Texas show. Remember, friend, if you'll stick around with us in this hour, you'll learn all about what you need to know to lay flooring in your home. Live in the studio is my buddy, Theril Williams, who's been 40 years in the tile and flooring business here in the Dallas Metroplex. Welcome to the studio, Theril. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing really fine today. Thank you
Nice,
very much.
nice. Also alongside him is our friend Dana. She really is the brains of this show. Thank you for putting all that together. And Tex Williams, this Theril Jr., is over here running our Facebook, YouTube, and what else there, Tex?
we're also live on Twitch.
Twitch. So I want to thank all those folks for joining us. Today we're going to talk about grout and how to lay grout correctly, how to install correctly, and none better to tell us as a repeat offender to Mr. Tim Walraven with Montpay. How you doing, Tim?
I am doing fine. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Glad to be here.
Do we need to do a shout out to Alvarado, Texas?
Shoot, yeah, Alvarado Indians.
Alvarado, 2 stoplights, huh?
Yeah, 3.
Theril, grout is so important.
Well,
Talk about that.
I know that grout doesn't sound like an exciting subject for people because most women really cringe when they think about grout and cleaning it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the good news is grout is changing, and there's a lot of technological changes that are happening in grout, and really Tim is here to kind of help us talk about that because his company makes a big variety of products, a lot of things to choose from, good-looking colors, and they solve a lot of problems because the days of the cement grout are going to be diminishing and slowly disappearing because of all the problems associated with cement grouts. And,
Which are?
Well, number 1, they're hard to clean.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, they're easy to stain.
Easy to stain.
Easy to stain. Number 3, if you scrub them and scratch them hard enough, they're going to wear out and come out.
Mm-hmm.
And if the building flexes any at all, it's going to crack. Now, I'm not sure what I missed, Tim, because Tim's really the expert. But the 3, what more hazards do we have with cement grout?
Well, excuse me, in my line of business, we call grout is 10% of the job,
Mm-hmm.
but 90% of the problem. That's the only part of the product, our product, that you actually see. You don't see all the prep work and self-levelers and patches and mortars. You see the grout, and what we have an issue with is the actual cement itself. Cement has calciums and salts and minerals, and what happens is it wants to surface to the top, and that's the biggest callback that I get is efflorescence. That's the white spots on top of the tile, inconsistent in color. And what I tell people that you could get, we could get water from the Vatican and have it blessed by the Pope, and you could mix it in a perfect environment, and you still can have efflorescence and still have issues.
I got to tell you, what I like about the show so much, and people don't realize this, Tim, but a lot of people go to the big box stores and they're going to redo their bathroom, redo their kitchen, whatever, and technology has evolved in the flooring business, and we have products now that really, really have changed, and some of our installers don't understand that. Hence, here's some of the problems you get down the. What you'll get from this show today is if you're doing it yourself, first of all, I want you to go out to Floors to Go Texas. And by the way, their phone number is 817-710-7030, and get in touch with Theril, 40 years in the business. What we're trying to eliminate, Tim, Theril, is when these folks go and redo their bathrooms or their kitchens, 2-3 years down the line, when they spent all this money and they didn't do it correctly, now you're having to spend more money to do it right. So we want to, I guess we could, the theme of the show is don't do your bathroom or your kitchen twice, do it right the first time. Did I say that right?
Yep, that's
Absolutely. And Tim, we carry and can sell and service just about every product Tim has. Now, he's got thousands, and he's got something for every situation. And without going into it, believe me, they've got a catalog that's about 2 inches thick just on his products before you get into glues and adhesives for hardwood. But because their products are reliable, dependable, it's a worldwide company. They're a really good resource. Yes, you can find some of his products at the big box stores, but here's what you don't get at the big box stores. Most of the people in the big box stores that are there to help you, if you can find one person to help you,
a code 50.
They don't know how any of these products work, and they don't understand them, and so they cannot give you any coaching on these products. I mean, and right here, I want Tim to tell the story about the guy that didn't get any coaching on his backsplash grout.
Yeah, usually a typical backsplash is right around 40 to 50 feet. We have a grout called Ultra Color Plus FA. That's we take the cement out and replace it with calcium aluminate. That's what makes it hard. It's a high hydrated grout, but it's also a rapid setting grout. A backsplash is very it's time consuming trying to grout a backsplash because it's up on a wall and you got the grout falling down. Anyway, one of the installers, he mixed up 2 bags and smoked a cigarette and come back and he had a boat anchor. So that's just part of what I do is trying to educate.
Wait a minute, for the radio audience, you mean his grout got hard in the bucket?
Got hard in the bucket. So he had a boat anchor.
Well, I'll tell you what he didn't do. He wasn't properly trained, and he didn't read the instructions.
Bingo.
And 2 bags of that grout cost what?
You're looking at less than $30.
Okay.
So
well, $30 is $30, but there's no excuse. Knowledge is power, huh?
Plus, you got to go back and take time out of your day to go find that grout, and come back, mix it up, and redo it. So.
Yeah. Live in the studio is Tim Walraven. He is with Montpay. And this hour is brought to you by Floors to Go Texas. Now, friend, if you're going out towards Fort Worth from Dallas, you're going to go down 121 and look to your left. If you're leaving Fort Worth, you're going to look to your right, and they're at 5212 Airport Freeway in Haltom City, 817-710-7030. You want to put that on your speed dial when it comes to flooring. Did I say that right, Theril?
Yes, you did.
All right. So let's, we got a few minutes before we come to break here. Let's talk about some of the new types of grout and some of the old types of grout, and let's make this topic sexy.
I'll do the best I can. Grout as we known it in the past, there's basically two types. You have a sanded and an unsanded.
Yes.
All grout is sand, cement, and color, pigment. Then we have the issue with the efflorescence. Normally, if you have a tight grout joint, you want to use unsanded because it packs in a lot better than the sand does. So if you've got a grout joint that is a 1/16 of an inch, typically what we wanted to use was a non-sanded grout. And anything bigger than a 3/16, you wanted to use a sanded grout because it was had more strength to it.
Had more strength.
Now, with the technology that we have now, we have the Ultracolor Plus FA that we talked about earlier. That acts as a sanded and unsanded, and it's efflorescent for efflorescent free. So you can go from a 1/16 of an inch all the way up to a 3/4 of an inch grout joint, which we don't see very often. Usually everything's real good and tight, eighth of an inch or 3/16. We have another premium grout, which Floors to Go they use all the time. It is called Flex Color CQ. The CQ stands for coated quartz. There's no free-floating pigments. Everything, a piece of quartz, coated quartz looks like a little glass ball. That's where all the color is. It's an acrylic, and it's the best grout on the market. It's a dream in a bucket.
Yeah.
And you say buckets, it's all pre-mixed.
Pre-mixed. You're taking the chemistry out of the installer's hand. He doesn't have to mix it, and that's
Well,
also a big
there's a
issue.
science to that,
There
you
is.
know, if you don't go with a pre-mixed type product. Yeah.
And all
Yeah.
installers, we are all chemists in our own mind. So we mix up too much water, not enough water, creek water, pool water. I've seen it all. So
And that changes the color. If they're trying to keep that grout the
Yeah.
same, it needs the same amount of water.
yes,
You know, and as a testament to Theril's teachings here on this program, I've actually seen where the guys come in, lay grout, they run out of it, close, it's quitting time, come back the next morning, they mix it again, and it doesn't match.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. I got to go to break right now. This is the Floors to Go Texas show. Remember, a room without a rug is like a kiss without a hug. Why do you want to say that? Because when you go to 5212 Airport Freeway in Haltom City, walk in and see Dana, and you say that little saying, a room without a rug is like a kiss without a hug, you're going to get a free 8x10 rug, wool, and it's really a cool product, about $600 value. Reach out to them at 817-710-7030. When we come back, we're ending on grout and the types of grout. We're going to tell you thickness, and we'll tell you about how to select grout colors. How do you do all that? Stick around with us. We'll be back in a Willie Scotia.
Actually, I did run a fever today, and I was taught introducing my new sales manager to the rug we're giving away, and I walked over there and looked at that 8x10. It's an $800 value rug. Yeah, so yeah, you're right. I am running a temperature.
You're running a fever.
So
there.
I really need to correct myself and yourself, because I actually thought it was
What you
$600.
need?
It's $800.
Tim, if you want to grab that blue and just barely turn it towards you. Actually, I'm sorry, the other way.
This way.
What?
Yeah, this way.
We're losing me.
Yeah,
We're losing me.
yep.
Oh, now we
Little
see
bit
me.
more. There we go.
Now we're
That's good. So we want to thank everybody that has joined us on Facebook so far.
Yay.
And if you like what you're seeing, please press the like button. And if you're on YouTube, please press the thumbs up button.
Lots of thumbs ups today.
Also subscribe to our channel, and you will get notifications when we do go live in the future.
And our loyal follower, Natalie.
Our loyal follower Natalie is
Yay.
watching right now.
And we did give a rug away this week.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, well, technically,
$800
last week,
rug.
yes, we gave away an $800 rug.
You're a little light in the pocketbook, aren't you?
Somebody walked in and said, I heard on the radio a room without a rug was like a kiss without a hug, and we gave away another rug, so that's pretty exciting. Actually, you can find us a little easier now. We have 2 bookend billboards. One of them is about 100 yards from our store, and the other one is about 500 yards from our store. believe it or not, and you can see us over there
Nice.
really good.
Nice.
So we're
Nice.
moving and shaking.
We good? Any Facebook questions or anything?
No, sir, not that I'm seeing right now.
All right.
Hey, Tim, we need to add how to color old grout, because you know I
Okay.
talked to you the other day with that couple, but I didn't put it on here.
70-30 rule. Remember that, Theril.
We talking 70% of the time?
Well, Tim's taking part of that today.
Yeah. I mean,
All right, so we'll do a
the 70
a
is-
40,
well, I mean, the 70 is on this side of the
40,
table.
30, 30. How's that?
70 is on this side of the table. I
Okay,
think.
cool.
How's that?
Cool.
You-
All right, I'm gonna make my introduction.
Look, there's a like right there. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it go by.
Yeah. You can press this one and I think you'll see it as well. There it is.
See that?
Hmm.
When somebody does that out in the field and presses any of those buttons, they come up and they fly across there.
So you don't have
So
any-
it's, well, yeah, he's got a little counter over there, but yeah, we can watch it as it happens.
Ready?
Mhm.
3,
Ready.
2, 1. Welcome back to the Floors to Go Texas show this Saturday night. We are delighted that you're joining us. Live in the studio is our buddy Tim from the great company Montpay. We're talking about grout. In the studio is Theril Williams, 40 years in the flooring business at Floors to Go Texas. Remember, when you say this saying, a room without a rug is like a kiss without a hug, you're going to walk in and tell Dana or Theril that at 5212 Airport Freeway in Haltom City. And they're going to give you a free rug. It's about $600 to $800 value. I still think you're running a fever.
Yeah.
And but nonetheless, 817-710-7030. Take it away, Theril.
Well, I just want to thank everybody again who's watching live on YouTube and Facebook and on Twitch. And I want to say that, restate the fact that we did give away a rug last week, at least one at the time of this recording. And we had a pretty good show last week. And which I'm going to say this, I don't know when we're going to give this rug away, but we have another rug that's was given to us, donated by Fabrica manufacturer, and it's a 5x8, a beautiful. It's in the gray family rug. I say it looks a little bit like a paisley, but that's not exactly right. It has that thought. When you look at the design of the rug, it's really pretty. It's a very heavy-duty quality rug, and all you got to do is walk in the store and say, Fabrica is fabulous. And if you're the first one, I only have one rug. Let me clarify this. I only have one of the Fabrica rugs. For the first person to walk in and say, Fabrica is fabulous, I want to see the rug. Well, you can see it, and you can have it. So there we go. Let's get back to Tim, because Tim is here today. He's actually quite a fun, entertaining guy, but he's just full of knowledge. I call Tim all the time from time to time if I have a question about technique or anything technical that I'm unclear on, and I want to be 100% on when we're doing something for a customer. Yes, I remember a lot of stuff, and yes, I've learned a lot of stuff, but I have learned one thing. When you know somebody in the industry that knows more than you, it's always a good idea to give them a call so that my customers can get the absolute best end product, because that's really what it's all about. And I think what Tim said earlier is that, the grout is only 10% of the issue, but it's 90% of the problems. So grout's a really big deal.
And Tim always answers his phone. I called him the other day, and I had a couple that had questions, and I put him on speakerphone, and we all talked. He fixed their problem. He's a good rep, real good rep.
Well, the reason they call me is because I'm a guinea pig. All the mistakes I talk about installers making, I've made them myself. So kind of a trial
Been there,
and
done
error.
that, huh?
But I was about 3-4 months shy of 25 years installing, and now with my pay, tomorrow's my 4-year birthday. So
Oh, great.
almost 30 years in
Nice.
the business, but
You forgot more than I'll ever know.
I don't know about that. But
Yeah.
Well, another reason that I liked him, and this is kind of what we offer customers when they come to Floors to Go. We've seen a lot of things and a lot of problems and flooring issues that have failures in homes, and people are just crushed because they spent all this money and something went
Absolutely.
wrong. And I want to tell a little story right here real quick. It's a tile story, and Tim has seen this before. and we go out to this home, and this couple's retired or near retirement, and they built their dream home out in the country somewhere out in Alvarado, Crowley area or Cleveland area, and their tile was popping up off the floor and kind of looking like tents. And you tap on it, it's all hollow. And I didn't lay the tile, but they call our store to find out what's wrong. And I go out there to look at it. I start tapping on the tile, and some of it you can see plainly. And they say, "What's wrong? Why is this tile loose?" And because the installer said he had 15 years in installation, years in the business. And I said, "Well, ma'am, unfortunately, your tile setter may have been setting tile for 15 years, but I think he had about 3 months worth of training. He didn't scrape any of the paint off the floor.
Oh.
He didn't get a good bond, and he probably used the wrong material, because you have a porcelain tile, and he very well may have used a setting material, a thin set that was made for ceramic tile. And porcelain tile requires a different kind of setting material. And they said, "Well, what are we going to do?" I said, "It's too large to patch and repair." And I just looked at this floor, and I could tell these people were going to have to spend another $4,000 to $7,000 to fix their dream home that had been installed by a guy they couldn't find, they couldn't locate, and even if they could, that man's not coming out of the woodwork to replace their floor.
No, he's not. And that's what this show is all about. The Floors to Go Texas show is knowledge, so that you and your family do not go through this situation of having to do it twice. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to Tim. Hear some more of these crazy stories.
Yeah.
Ways to help them, ways that we can
Talk
help
to me a little bit
our
about
customers.
thickness of grout joints, and how do you select grout color? Because Tim, is it like an interior designer? You have to have an eye for it.
You have to have an eye for it. I would probably be better if I shaved my legs.
Yeah.
But, I try to get.
That's a visual for you.
It's in my head.
But when selecting a grout color, they need to be. If you go to Floors to Go, and you take a grout color and you put it beside your tile, it's their lighting's going to be different than your lighting at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be different.
Amen.
In the morning, say if your kitchen, you got two big bay windows. It's going to be different in the morning, overcast day, afternoon. So it's real important to take that grout sample. And only use my page grout samples. Don't use any of our competitors.
Absolutely.
But take that home and really study it, because grout, like I said, is 10% of the job. That's all you see is that little piece of color. But that is really a big deal when you're trying to make tile joints go away, or you want something to contrast with it, or what have you. So very, very important.
Yeah, and we have free samples. Tim furnished us a nice little box, and we'd be happy to give people a stick of grout sample to take with them.
Well, that being said, I have a question, and so is there some recommendation you make in terms of lighting when people are looking at grout? Do you position a light directly above it, or when you're talking about bay windows, how do you get consistent on the light in order to make the grout color choice proper?
What I used to always suggest to my customers, for example, if they are doing it in the kitchen in front of that bay window, to leave that sample there. Put two pieces of tile that you've selected in between that sample, and just as the day goes on, just walk in and look at it. And then maybe have 2 or 3 different other colors. And that morning you may like color number 1, and that afternoon you may like color number 2. So it's not. It is the lighting, but it's just the time of day that.
Yeah, and it's personal preference. I
Yeah,
mean, everybody has a different opinion on what they want.
Yeah.
So
May I jump in here a second, because depending on other features or things you're trying to do or accent in your house, you can try to select a grout that almost disappears, if you will, because it blends in very well with the color of the tile. You can do a little marginal darker color if you want a little bit of an accent, or if you want to do something very bold, you can have a much richer looking color down there. and you know, so there's really some variations. But what Tim is saying, I fully agree with, is that if they look at it at home and their lighting, that's really the best lighting. I mean, even though I do go to a great extent to my lighting to have something what they call 5,000 Kelvin lighting. What that means is that's a daylight bulb quality. It's a very white, nice light. Your light's still going to be different in the house, and we can match them up there at the home, but then you need to take them home and take samples home. That's why we at Floors to Go don't pressure you into buying something today. We want you to know what you're getting into, and we want the right color, because changing out grout is not a real good job.
But we do have a product called Grout Refresh, which is a paint, acrylic paint, so you can recover if you do make that wrong decision, or if you do have staining in your grout, you can't get it clean. We do have products for that as well.
Guys, I got to go to break here. This is the Floors to Go Texas show. Remember, a room without a rug is like a kiss without a hug. You want to remember that, because you want to go to 5212 Airport Freeway in Haltom City. Drive out there and say that little slogan, a room without a rug is like a kiss without a hug. Get a free 8x10 rugs, about $600 to $800 value. We want to really solidify that Theril has a fever going here. Get your free rug, 817-710-7030. Again, 817-710-7030. And if you just want to email him questions, radio@floorstogotexas.com. When we come back, we'll tell you more about how to select grout, how to clean grout, and at the end of the program, we're going to tell you a whole segment, the shortened version, on how to properly install grout. Did I say that right there?
Yes, sir, you did.
Yeah, stick around. We'll be back in a Willie Scotia.
Okay, that camera just still needs one last adjustment, Dad.
Which way?
If you grab the top of it and cant it this way on that little ball, see how the logo's crooked behind
Well,
it?
yeah. How about it's got a level sight glass
Yeah,
in here.
No. Like this, Willie. Yeah, the level sight glass is great.
Okay, hold on, I got it. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that last time, but I'm sorry I didn't say something.
Okay. Now we just need to scoot it a little bit this way towards Dana, so she's back in the photos.
I'm back.
We're
good.
A little bit more. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay. Great.
The next time we need to be sure and talk about the 60-day guarantee, and any other Tim stories, because his stories are so funny.
I think of a good one that I can say on the air.
You people watching us live on Facebook get to enjoy some of the things we talk about in between the commercial
That's
breaks.
where you get your really good radio.
And tell everybody about our new billboards.
Yes, on our new billboards, we have a billboard about 100 yards. We have what we call bookend billboards. One of them is about 200 yards from the store, and the other one is about 500 or 600 yards from the store, on the very same side of the street that we're on 121, there in Haltom City, between Carson and Haltom Road. So.
Well, and just look in the camera and tell folks to like our page and like the video.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. So if you're on Facebook watching, we'd appreciate it if you'd like our page. That would help us a lot. And write us a comment if you have a question. There you go. There's one right there. If you have a question that you'd like to type in there, we'll be happy to answer it now or on the air segment.
Or call us, or call the store.
Call the store.
817-710-7030.
Yeah, anybody at the store is knowledgeable. They'll be happy to help. We love to help people.
You know, it's funny, we talk about what are good floors for pets. We very seldom say tile.
Yeah.
But ceramic and porcelain tiles still are good, excellent products for
And
heavy
stone.
pets and stone.
dirty kids like I have.
Oh my gosh. That's will come back.
Tex, we have any questions?
No questions yet.
Okay. Let me reset this and we'll get started in our
Okay.
third segment. All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Floors to Go Texas show. I'm your host, Willie Lambright, along with Theril Williams. I call him Florapedia. Remember this, that a room without a rug is like a kiss without a hug. We want that saying to get out amongst the masses so that you associate that with Floors to Go Texas. Theril, I understand you have some new billboards up.
Yes, sir. We've got
Talk
a
to
couple
me
of
about
brand
it,
new
brother.
billboards that people are looking for our store. Number one, we have some really big red signs that say Floors to Go. We have a very good location on Highway 121 in Haltom City. And we have kind of like bookend billboards right now that have our Floors to Go Texas logo on there.
And what do they say, Theril?
And one of them says, put your feet to the floor and get to our store.
I like it.
And it has tennis shoes up there.
There's tennis
I like
shoes
it.
up there. And the other one has the slogan, a room without a rug is like a kiss without a hug, and has a young lady laying on her area rug,
Yeah.
talking on the phone.
Yeah, nice, nice. Tell me about your 60-day guarantee.
Okay, the 60-day guarantee basically is just this. We have products in our store that are labeled Floors to Go. Anything in our store that's labeled with a Floors to Go label, a Floors to Go label on it, carries a 60-day guarantee. That means that we want you to be satisfied with the floor that you purchase from us, whether it's carpet, tile, or hardwood floor.
Mm-hmm.
And if we install it and you don't like it, we'll replace it. We'll change it out for, like, let's just say you bought a color that's too dark and you want to go lighter. We'll take it up and put the next color in there. You need to see the store for detail. There's only one product that we only ask the homeowner to pay the labor only on, and it's carpet, which is actually the cheapest labor of any of them.
Yes,
But
it is.
absolutely, tearing up the tile, relaying the tile, tearing up the wood, relaying the wood. There is no cost to the homeowner for that. Just the inconvenience that we got to start over.
Yeah, but if we do our job right,
And
They're
ask
gonna-
enough questions in the beginning.
absolutely. And at first people go, okay, they get a little offended when we start asking questions. Down the road, they understand why we ask the questions.
Sure.
Do you
Sure.
have dogs? Do you have kids? It makes a difference.
Well, in my world, Dana, that's called a company that has a give us stuff button on them about their clients. And that's what this company is all about. Floors to Go Texas is one of the great premier companies in the Dallas Metroplex. Reach out to them at 817-710-7030. I, Willie Lambright, fully endorse their products as I have used them, and they stand by everything they're saying here on the radio. So, that being said, back to Tim. Can you clean grout? I mean, so many times you see grout not look so nice.
Yeah.
Toothbrush, what do you get out?
Come to my house.
Come to your house.
What we used to, back in the day, when we had grout issues or the color or it was dirty, we would take muriatic acid,
Mm-hmm.
which is not very safe,
No.
and still a lot of guys do it today. They dilute it with water, they scrub the grout joint, let it dwell, and it will clean. It will clean. Now, if you get it on, for one, if you get it in your eyes, you're going to the doctor.
You're going to the emergency room.
If you get it on any appliances, then you're gonna have to replace appliances. But it opens up the pores of the grout joint.
Mm-hmm.
So the cement has pores. The grout has pores. So you're opening up that joint, even though it's clean now. You're allowing more dirt to get back into it.
So it'll get dirtier faster.
It gets dirtier faster.
After the muriatic acid.
Yep.
Isn't that how they clean pools? Isn't that?
Yeah, they do. They do that with pools too. So.
Pretty dangerous way to go.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, MyPay, we have Ultra Care line, and we have grout sealers and problem solvers. And one of our problem solvers is called Heavy Duty Grout and Stone Cleaner. It's not abrasive. It's got a lemon scent to it. You do not you dilute it, scrub it, don't put it on the tile, scrub it, let it dwell, and I haven't seen any job that it hadn't cleaned. So it's a great
And you
product.
can get that at Floors to Go
You
Texas.
can get it at Floors to Go Texas.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Theril.
There you go.
If you need some Mapei, really good grout cleaner, you go to Floors to Go, Texas, 5212 Airport Freeway, or give them a call at 817-710-7030. Carry on.
So if they decide to take that grout out, how hard is that?
We want the industry standards, the TCNA, the Tile Council of North America. They want you to take out at least 2/3 of the grout.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
That's a job.
That is a lot. It's dusty. It's messy. Before we will warranty any other grout going on top of it. So, grinder. They have those little what's those little
File.
5-way tools?
Yeah,
Grout file, which I've done, which will take forever.
it does take forever.
And then get a
I've
little
experienced it.
screwdriver or a little chisel and chisel it out.
Wow.
And then you're you're breaking tile beside it. You're having to replace tile, so it's really a pain. So it's really a good idea to use the proper grout
In the beginning.
in the beginning and have that peace of mind that you don't have to worry about ever having to replace everything again.
The biggest problem I found in trying to replace grout, and I have done it, is you crack the tile.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you crack the tile, then you run into this gamut. How do I match that tile? Do I have enough left over from the job when it originally was installed? So it gets into a nightmare. I agree with you. Do it correct right up front.
Changing out the grout is not really anything that anybody really wants to do, because yes, you're gonna chip the edges of those tiles possibly, and then try to chisel out a tile to replace the tile is very, very tedious and hard to do.
Let me ask you something. In this last segment, Theril, we're going to talk about properly setting grout and tile. But I want to jump forward just a little bit, and I think Tim can really elaborate on this. So many people, installers, use the wrong setting materials and abuse grout. Moving forward, as technology has really evolved, old versus new, talk about that a little bit more in this segment.
Well, as I spoke earlier about the sanded and unsanded grout,
Mm-hmm.
for an example, if I had 12 tile on the floor and 4 or say subway tile on the wall, we would have to change grouts because a sanded is not going to stick in a 1/16 of an inch grout joint. It will hold for a while and eventually come out.
Mm-hmm.
The technology and the grout that we have on our Flex Color CQ and our Ultra Color Plus FA, you can use that. It's all in one. It's sanded and unsanded. So you don't have to, as a business like Floors to Go, you don't have to keep 2 different color grouts, a sanded and an unsanded, and hopefully that they're going to be used properly. Or any installer, you can keep one grout. It works for both. It works for sanded and unsanded.
Mm-hmm.
1/2 an inch all the way up to a subway tile butt joint, as we call it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And color consistency, and that's a big call that I get now with using a regular cement grout. Is a lot of these dark wood plank tile, people don't want to see the grout joint, and when you don't mix it up correctly, or even like I said earlier, you can mix it up correctly in a perfect environment and still have efflorescence.
No.
And you pointed out too that you grouted one piece of a floor one day and the next other. I had a job several years ago in Granbury, 1,000 feet. We grouted half of it that first day, and it was about this time of year. It was about 100 degrees. We come back the next day, a thunderhead blew in. It rained all day, and we grouted it, got it all finished. 4 days later, go to my builder to get paid. He said, "No, I'm not going to pay you because you used 2 different color grouts." And sure enough, it was about 5 pigment shades different in the grout color. So
Yeah.
use the right grout. Most important part of it.
Well, how you do that, you call Theril at 817-710-7030, right, Theril?
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll help you out, and we'll have you select the right grout for the right situation.
I don't do a floor one on any of my flip properties unless I talk to Theril Williams.
The other thing that a lot of people don't know, and the biggest problem is a lot of tile setters don't know what we're going to talk about on setting materials, because for years, when they first began to invent this stuff called thin set, and that is kind of just an industry slang, because that word is out there, but tile setters have been using that stuff for what, 25 years, 30 years? Long, yeah, but it was fine as long as the tiles were 6x6, 4x4s,
with a clay backing.
yeah, with a clay backing, and 12x12s. But to tell our listening audience, tiles are getting bigger these days. I mean, 12x24s, 18x18s, 24x24s.
Yep.
We're getting tiles that are 18 inches wide and 36 inches long, and some of them bigger than that.
Here's one for you. I got to go to break. But you, the homeowner, when you buy your tile, all right, I'm going to stump these two guys. They've been in the business, longer than Jesus came. So you stack your tile on the side. You don't lay them flat, correctly?
When you haul them.
When you haul them.
Yeah, when you put them in your truck or pickup truck or whatever, yes.
Yep, always stand them on the side. I got to go to break. This is the Floors to Go Texas show. Remember, a room without a rug is like a kiss without a hug. Say you heard it here on the great 570 KLIF. When you go out to 5212 Airport Freeway, see Dana or Theril, you're going to get a free 8x10 rug. When we come back, we're going to be telling you about how to install these tiles properly. Stick around. You know it, friend. We'll be back in a Willie Scotia.
I think it looks fine.
What's the matter?
No,
Well,
we have some installers at work doing.
We have some new wall art for those of you listening on Facebook. I just got a text photograph. That's some wall art that we put on the wall. It is I'm going to call them a 4x4 because that's about the size of them, and they're rough cut cedar at all different angles. And we just made it as a wall art. You can accent a bar, you can accent a fireplace, and we're not even going to put a frame around that one. We want people to see, number one, see the product, see how it goes together.
You see the finger joints, how they
it has
go.
finger joints on there, so you can see the overlapping that's going on there. And I wish we had a picture of the hall. Did somebody send us a picture of the hall
Not yet.
yet?
I'm gonna tell her to do that.
Okay. So we have this line of hardwoods that comes, and they're finger jointed. They're little bitty panels that are about imaginary 48 inches long, I believe, and about 10 to 12 inches tall. And they have overlapping, it's kind of like a tongue and groove, but it's overlapping, if you will. And you can just simply glue it up there with you could put it up with liquid nails or some other adhesive on the wall, and you can tack it with finishing nails. You can tack it with a staple gun to hold it in place while the glue's drying, and you do an accent on a wall. We're going to hopefully get a picture here
Of the other one.
Yeah.
But we did this on a hall wall. We're limited on our wall space at the office, but we accented the hall wall down near the restrooms, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is a big wow thing.
I want to see that.
Yeah, and some people
kinda
are
like
doing it
that.
behind their beds or master bedroom wall, a feature wall.
Yeah, you can do that. You could do that as
Expensive
a
product?
headboard.
Expensive?
No, it's very reasonable. I mean, it's not too pricey. It's probably in the neighborhood of I want to say it's about $8 to $9 a square foot.
Yeah.
But it's so simple that most homeowners can do it themselves.
Yeah, and it's pretty lightweight. It looks heavy, but it's pretty lightweight.
Yeah, you can. We were using a very small portable table saw and a chop saw to cut it up. So it's fairly easy to put up there because it's not heavy duty material, if you will.
And you got it in stock right now.
Yes. Well, we do have some of it in stock, but I can get it within about a day. So it's very well available.
Give Theril a call at 817-710-7030, 817-710-7030. Text, we got any questions?
No questions.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that
Okay,
wall.
we've got about 9 minutes in this next one.
Our last one, 9 minutes.
Yes.
There's,
Yeah.
well, that's not finished.
Are we ready?
This is in progress. There it is in a hallway going up.
A different one.
Yeah, this is what we put in the hallway. It's still in progress, so it doesn't finish. It's not finished to the top of the wall.
Very nice stuff.
Yeah, isn't that
beautiful.
nice looking?
$8 a square foot. Well, that probably cost me $150 a wall to do that, and boy, that would be good in a flip property. Nice.
We'll verify that.
Yeah, I'm gonna verify the price.
Well, whatever it is,
Sorry, I got a lot of products at the store. It's
you got lots of
kind
products.
I think it's closer to 13, but we'll see.
All right, we ready to roll?
ready.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Floors to Go Texas show. Without a doubt, you want to join us here each Saturday night, 7 to 8 o'clock here on the Great 570 KLIF. Guys, let's talk about how to install correctly, and I'm going to lean on Tim to point us in the right direction.
Okay. Back when I started, all the tile that we laid were 8x8, 6x6, 12x12s. We used a method called a thin set method. Since then, these tile have grown. There's some of these thin panel tile that are 5 foot tall by 10 foot long. It's like a big sheet of plywood.
Sheetrock.
You cannot use a thin set method on these installations, or they will fail. Will it stick it? It will probably stick the tile. But nowadays we have, or Mapei have come out with medium bed mortars. A medium bed mortar means really thicker aggregate. So many times that I have laid an 18 by 18 tile on the floor, everything was good and flat. I would go home thinking all I had to do the next day was grout. And when I got there, I had 3 or 4 that had sunk down the corners, and we call that lippage or toe stumpers. And that's a real morale killer when you're wanting to grout it and head to the next job. So you had to take it up, redo it, wait for it to dry, and then grout. Mapei, we have it's called thickotropic properties, and I can't. Alvarado education will not allow me to give you the scientific, but in a nutshell, it's like ketchup, and not the cheap ketchup that my wife buys, not the value time that splatters all over the plate. It's the hunts that you got to actually hit the top of the bottle, and once the ketchup goes onto your plate, it doesn't run, it stays.
Yep.
And that's what these medium bed mortars do. It for wall for wall tile, I do this demonstration all the time. I can get a 20 by 20 and stick it on the wall, porcelain, heavy porcelain, and it will not move any. But if you use a regular thin set application and put it on there,
It's going to slide.
it's going to slide all the way down.
Let me just interrupt and wait. I saw this demonstration done in Vegas at a show, and Mapei was the first one out with this product. And not only, and back then the tiles, I don't know if they had a 20/20 but back then, but they used an 18 by 18. This is what's incredible about this product. Well, that was the LFT that I saw,
Yes.
because they were showing how fast it grabs and that it will not sag when you put it on the wall even. But they put an 18 by 18 on the wall, and then they grouted the top of that tile and buttered the next tile and stuck 2 tiles on the wall. So now you have the weight of 2 tiles being held by fresh setting material on the wall. It will not sag a bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
My first introduction to, and this product is one of the first medium bed mortars that Mapei came out, and we're a little bit ahead of the curve because we're a European company, and tiles have grown there first before they come here, so we had a little bit of a head start on it. But my first introduction to Ultraflex LFT, which stands for large format tile. We were at my plant about 2 weeks into me working with Mapei, and we had our Arizona rep had flown in. He was doing a class, and he had a mock-up shower. So he had hardy board just like a shower right in the middle of the room, and he had a cinder block, an 8-aught block. And I kept thinking, what is he using? This is tile class, it's not masonry class, you know. And he had this big 8-aught block. So he mixed up the LFT, large format tile mortar, medium bed. He back buttered it, spread the ceiling of the shower, and he stuck this 8-aught block right above his head.
Oh my gosh.
And then he got inside the shower and started talking about the properties and life was made.
Wow,
The whole time,
that's brave.
I didn't hear one thing he said because I kept waiting for him the block to fall and him to get crowned king, but it never happened.
It never happened.
So
And those products are at Floors to Go, Texas.
floors to go.
Yeah. Make sure you reach out to them at 817-710-7030. Put that number in the speed dial on your phone.
Well, let me say this right here. Here's the sad part, Willie, and this is the reason I wanted to get into owning my own store, is to educate people what's out there. That's not the sad part. The sad part is that LFT product, I don't know which year it was invented, but I saw it in 2003. And since then, I've had to introduce that product to nearly every installer that comes by my store. They don't even know about that product today. And it actually helps them with not only the quality of the installation, it helps them with the speed of the installation. And when you take down your master shower, there's nothing more than you want to get and back in your shower when it's all done. And I have seen guys would go in there and they'll lay 3 courses of tile. They start down at the bottom on the wall, and they'll let's just pretend they're 18 by 18s, and they'll lay the first level, then they'll lay a level on top of that, and another level on top of that, and they'll go home, and they're done for the day. No, with this LFT, you can finish that shower that day, and you can go all the way up to your 8 or 10 or 12 foot ceiling, whatever you got.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a shame that installers today don't know this. And if there's ever an uneducated installer group in the flooring group, meaning carpet, wood, tile, the tile setters are probably the least educated on what products are out there. So if I'm an owner, and I interview a lot of tile setters, if I'm an owner here in 2017, and I have to turn these guys down because they don't know about some of these products, or else I've got to teach about them. What do you think a homeowner's chance of getting the right stuff? They're expecting that tile setter to know everything, and I can guarantee you, 1 in 10 guys knows what he's doing.
To boot, you're not going to get that kind of knowledge when you go to a big box store.
That's right.
It's not going to happen. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Theril. And that's why Floors to Go Texas is where you as a homeowner should go. 817-710-7030.
Okay, well, if we're going to wrap this up, Tim, what else do you think we need to be covering here to help the homeowners out?
We didn't talk about waterproofing at all, how important that was.
Oh my gosh. Tim, tell us about waterproofing.
Very
good.
We have a product that we introduced in January. It's an uncoupling membrane for any applications upstairs. So it takes the place of cement board. Any kind of cement board on your OSB substrate on your deck upstairs. It's
Hardy plank
hardy plank
takes a place of that.
Yeah, takes the place of that. So it's only 1/8 of an inch thick, okay, versus 1/4 of an inch for your hardy board. But you spread LFT. LHT is a step down from LFT. That's what you adhere to the floor. We have a seam tape, so if you've got a big master bath, you want to make sure that floor getting out of the shower or what have you is, because you know what happens with OSB if it gets wet, it swells and expands. But we have a seam tape, so you can make that whole floor waterproof. I mean, solid with the seam tape.
Awesome.
Also, we have a liquid waterproofing called Aqua Defense. I highly recommend it. I'm doing my shower right now as we speak. Well, not now, but anyway.
I get the gist of it.
I took the last probably 60 or 70 showers that I've installed. I used Aqua Defense as my primary shower pan. I did not use a rubber or a vinyl pan liner.
You did not.
And I have not. And this is my own house, and I am using Aqua Defense with a reinforcing fabric along the seams and any change of plane. And I mean, it's my own house, so, and I've got a mean wife, if it be. So,
Great stuff. Our friend Tim Walraven, great show today. Montpay, what a great company that backs our friends over at Floors to Go, Texas. I've got to come to the top of the hour here. I want to thank our in-studio guests. And I want to thank you, our listener, for joining us. And I'm going to close this hour out by saying this, friend. If you've been to the big box stores and you have some shopping and done some shopping for flooring, think about what I'm about to tell you. Our friends at Floors to Go Texas has twice, I say twice, the space and 10 times the choices or inventory and can beat any box store's price on the spot. Go see my friends at Floors to Go Texas, www.floorstogotexas.com, or reach out to them at 817-710-7030, 817-710-7030. Thank you, Tim, again. That's a wrap, and we are out. We'll see you next weekend, same time, same place.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and for those of you that are still online, we are going to go off the air here real quick and just take about a 30-minute break. We will be back to re-record for another episode show. So if you like this and you want to join us next, please come right on back here. If you've already liked the page, you'll get notifications when I put up the new live network.
We'll start in about 30 minutes approximately.
Yep, so he said.
About 30 minutes.